This program is brought to you in part by SalCal Real Estate Connections. Yes, welcome to Racing Action Today. We're here today with two very special guests. We have Steve Kalinsky, Lions Club President, and this year's Berlin Fair President, Fran Reck. And we're here today to talk about how do you become a Lion and what the Lions Club is all about. And you two gentlemen, as far as I know, have great knowledge of that.
Well, in 1941, we started the Berlin Lions Club. Not us, but our ancestors. Mm-hmm. And it's basically helps the community in Berlin and surrounding towns and with different activities. You know, we have a fairgrounds, which we use throughout the year. Besides our fair, we have a Christmas tree walk, which is new last year, the first 2 weekends in December. And we do about 50 trees, decorating, everything, and it's free. But we ask for a donation for a community organization, mm-hmm. such as Boxes to Boots, Food Pantry, Stuff the Cruiser, things like that. So none of the money comes to us. It goes back to the community.
Most of the time, though, anything involved with money usually ends up as a charity to something.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And during the year, people will ask you for different charity money or help, right? Is that what happens?
Basically,
They'll
yes.
send you a letter or something?
The letter will come in, it'll be read at the board of directors meeting, it'll be discussed, it'll be voted on, and ultimately, depending on the ultimate outcome of it, will determine whatever type of donation is given.
How many Lions members are active right now?
About 120.
About 120 strong, yes.
Oh, wow.
But of course, like any group, there's a core group.
Mm-hmm.
And that core group is there weekly, working at every activity we do. But besides at the fairgrounds, we do other activities. Veterans Day weekend, Luminaries down at the Veterans Park.
Yes.
The Luminaries has become an extremely huge event, and thanks
I
to one of our
remember
members.
At last year's fair, I was selling luminaries to be used.
Yep.
We're doing that this year, right?
The same tent will be set up, and that's one where there's 100% of everything that comes in goes back to the veterans.
Absolutely. That's a great cause, let me tell you.
The other thing that we do, which is, I think, it's really nice, for Thanksgiving, summertime, we do a picnic or a Thanksgiving dinner at the senior centers. We have two different areas, or the senior housing complex in town. So we take care of those people. Besides Thanksgiving, we do Thanksgiving meals for shut-ins.
I can remember going to Don's house there for years and then delivering the meal. I mean, it was a special thing to be able to prepare all those meals.
I think last year we did about 75 meals. Mm-hmm. We prepared and delivered.
Now, where do you do that this year?
VFW we do it.
Oh, you do it at the VFW. Okay.
A lot more room for us to spread out.
Yeah.
Can't do it in a single kitchen anymore.
No, my dear.
Feeding more people, so it's My mother was actually a recipient of a meal one time, so
it's a great thing, I'll tell you.
Yeah, they do like 10 turkeys.
Yeah. Now, I got to ask you another quick. Speaking of turkeys, does Karen still have that meal at the end of the fair?
Karen hasn't done it in about 8 years.
Oh, is that right?
But I have a group that does it.
We still have a turkey dinner.
We still do it?
Yep.
It's usually done the
Monday night after the fair.
For those that are still awake and can walk.
Well, I mean, I tell you, I look forward to it. I do. It's an excellent night out.
Yeah, 7 o'clock after that Monday after the fair.
Now, do you still do it at the
fair?
The Red Barn there?
No, we do it down in the pavilion.
Oh, the pavilion. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, we got like 100 of us.
Yeah.
It's a nice open area, and when you show up on that Monday, half the people would never know that there was a fair there for the 4 days before.
I know. I used to
clean up a lot.
I used to clean that building, that youth building. It was like clockwork, you know what I mean? So the Berlin Lions now, besides supporting the Berlin Fair, do a number of different things in the community. Beside meals, and you also get involved with local law enforcement agencies, I believe.
Yep. So we have a cadet program in town, and we work with them as far as supporting them financially and material-wise if we can.
And we actually provide the fairgrounds for a training session for them as well. It helps them out, and they've learned a lot just during the fair, helping us out. You know.
Plus, they do like a jamboree, like a one-day jamboree, and they bring in cadets from other towns.
Oh, I didn't
Last
know
year
that.
they had 250 cadets
Oh, I didn't know that.
from 12 different towns in the beginning of October. And these kids, it was fabulous. They had one area which was a bank robbery scene. They smoked another building where they had like fake tear gas.
Yeah.
And they learned first aid in another building. They had a car crash in the cattle building where they had to assess the people in the cars to find out if they're hurt and what happened.
It's a great learning experience for them. You see these guys, the cadets, they begin to see the same ones coming back and back. Very few of them actually drop out of the program.
I actually I used to race or I still do, a vintage motorcycle. Of course, I don't drive it, but the kid I had driving it actually is a member of this group and teaches them.
Okay.
Devin O'Leary, nice
Devin
kid.
is, I remember Devin well. He is
nice kid. He's going through officer training now for the Marines.
He is an A-class person.
Oh my dear. Could you imagine going for officer
It's
training
tough.
for the Marines? Oh my dear. So you certainly are involved with the right people, that's for sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, another question I have to tell the viewers, how do you become a lion? What's the typical scenario to become a lion?
So the website does have a spot that, if you're interested to join, you can ask questions. Typically, we'd like you to come in. We request that you volunteer for a year to see what it's all about. And we want people to come in that are going to be Lions members and not fair members. Many times in the history, we've had people show up and they work the fair and you don't see them again. But we want them to really get involved with different activities and see what Lionism is all about. And it's not just the Berlin Fair. There's many other events that go on, and there's many things behind the scenes. We have many members that you may not see all the time, but it doesn't mean that they're not committed to the club because there's a lot of things that are done behind the scenes as well.
Absolutely. It's always a good thing to have something in town you could count on when you need help, okay? And that's what this group does. They help people of all different scenarios,
Well, that's the other thing is, like we do bell ringing in the past for Salvation Army. So we're not just working to help us. We're working to help everybody.
Yes. One of my favorite events of the year, I'm not going to kid you, is the tournament for the blind kids.
The fishing tournament.
Yes.
My favorite event of it, without any doubt, is my
We
favorite
get
event of
huge
the year.
rave reviews about that.
Oh, my
and
dear.
both the kids and
Talk about
the
something
adults.
special, really.
I think this year was like 60 people.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had to eat at that.
Oh, boy. Don't even remind me. I wasn't going to miss that.
Yeah. But like I said, we provide, like at the fairgrounds, we have the buildings for all the churches and whatnot. So it's a way for us to give back to them, give them an actual, they have their permanent structures, and that's a big fundraiser for them. But all the monies that come in ultimately work their way into the charities organization. And there's a list. There's a list of dedicated charities that we give to each and every year. There are, the Lions International.
Well, you also have
Scholarships.
That's right.
We have now agricultural scholarship award now. In addition to, we give out a pretty decent scholarship. It's a full 4-year scholarship for people. And
I think there's like 4 different scholarships.
There's the valedictorian and salutatorian award, and then you go down the list. The Boys and Girls Committee, it just disperses, monies here and there, and there's always, requests for new things as well. And everything does have a budget, and we have to consider budgetary items when it comes to that. And who does it benefit? We're not just going to give money to somebody that needs help to build a deck. We might help out our own Lions members do that, but if somebody's just looking for money,
at some point, at one time, they did help people who need work around their house. I can't remember. It was a few years back, though. Like somebody was a veteran and needed help not around this house.
That's through like Habitat for Humanity. We've pitched in with them and things like that.
Yeah.
But we do have like one member recently who is not very well, and a bunch of us got together and helped him with his deck.
Yeah.
Volunteer our time and whatnot, and purchase what we need to do and fix what had to happen to make it more comfortable for him.
There used to be an event in New Britain that did that, and I used to do that every year. And you just felt good about it, you know what I mean? I miss that. Actually, unfortunately, I have some issues now physically. I'm not the person I was 20 years ago. But you know what? You do what you could do.
That's it.
That's all that we ask is you do what you can do when you can do it. And, not everybody can be at every event.
Yeah.
And we welcome those anything that they can do when they can do it. We all understand that everybody has families, they have jobs, and they're not expected to live.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's picnic. You have a picnic next week, right?
Yep. We have our family picnic. That'll be done.
I was kind of disappointed, though, in numbers I heard. It didn't seem like a lot of people.
That's about the average it's been the last few years.
Was that right?
Yeah.
There will be people that show up that just didn't sign up.
Oh, okay.
It happens every year. Steve went through it. I went through it. Joe went through it last year.
It's okay. It's not a big deal, right?
And there's always enough food.
We're prepared for that. Steve and his crew do a fantastic job to ensure that the food, there's no shortage of food.
Okay, that's what we want to hear.
And there's going to be games for the kids.
Yeah,
a moon bounce. I want to see you go in the moon bounce.
Uh-oh.
You can't get hurt.
I might not get out.
No, the kids will help you out.
We can roll you out. Yeah.
We're rolling. Okay.
We have the upbeat kids will come down and assist. They'll do the face painting, the balloons.
Now, the upbeat kids, I mean, they do a lot with the fair too, right?
Yep.
Mike, is that
They
correct?
stretch the fried dough.
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably at any one point there could be 15, 20 kids from upbeat inside that fried dough.
That's another thing I got to stay away from. Oh, my dear.
Yeah, but if you only have it that one time a year, you're good to go, right?
Yeah, it's good. Oh, I'll say good. That and that big donut. Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
But yeah, so with the charities that we have, they're numbers wise, the majority of are local in Berlin, but we do spread a little bit beyond, hospitals, Central Connecticut, and a couple other things like that. Red Cross, things like that. There are, the Connecticut Canine Search and Rescue, and plenty of different things.
Oh, sure. I mean, that group there with the dogs, Cayman and
Fidelco.
I mean, Fidelco. Special, very special. If you could help people like that, that's a great thing. And I'm sure every year you must encounter some new scenario too with different things, right?
Oh yeah, because you get, like we said before, people send us a letter and ask for help for their organization. Yeah. If it's a fire department or if it's the police department, saying, "Hey, we need something."
Has the town ever approached you to do anything itself?
Not so much. I don't know if you want to consider the town, but it's more like the individual departments. Because it's a volunteer fire department.
Fire department.
Yes.
They'll need some kind of structure.
And thank God we never want to change that.
No.
They are pretty active at the fair. You will see all four.
We
certainly support everything they do.
Right.
And
without doubt.
With the cadets, with the police.
Yeah.
And it's a new program, only a couple years old, and they don't have much funding for them. So we do what we can to help them.
Yeah, they they were very active last year. I remember talking to some of them, and they seemed to really, they were gung ho. I'll put it that way, which is a good thing.
And the thing is, they supplement our parking committee at the fair.
They did a fantastic job out in the parking lot. But they also are, they're essentially on call too. If a child goes missing, trouble. They look to, if they spot trouble, they call it in. They're told not to intervene if they can avoid it, they will. But if they spot it, they'll tell, and then. Especially if there's a missing child, and you'll see them spread out and start looking for it.
It happens.
It does happen.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for every group of them, there's an extra officer with them. Because they brought in other towns of kids.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why we do support them, because hey, they're going to work with us.
Yeah, security. You
right.
You have to have security. If you have to go out and buy it, it's not cheap.
No.
Let me tell you.
Well, we do. We go and pay it.
I know you do.
We have our own security, but it's a good
plus
point.
this.
This is a godsend for us. It's helped significantly. And,
And
in more ways than one.
kids experience
I'll
to
tell
working
you,
with the public.
anytime you could do that is a special thing,
And respectful.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
absolutely.
What can I do for
And
you,
of
sir?
course, the local police have always been good. Mm-hmm. Beside the fire department, they've always, try to help you whatever you need or whatever,
Basically, all the town departments have been good with us. They've always helped us whenever we
They're
ask.
always good. We have members that are actually town employees, and so there's always a benefit there. And who do we
Yes.
talk to get X, Y, Z, and bring in whether it could be a supply or whether it be a truck for a day or something of that nature. And in turn, we'll do what we can for the town. And if we can help support the civic organizations, if we can help support the volunteer fire departments, it's that much fewer things that they have to do to find in their own budget.
yes,
And,
absolutely.
And you take like Upbeat. They have a picnic every year at the fairgrounds.
at the fairgrounds now, yes.
So that saves the town a lot because it's there.
I know, used to be at the high school.
Yep.
Used to be
I
at
can remember going.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, they used to have to rent a shuttle bus.
Yeah.
Well, why rent a shuttle bus when we have a parking lot?
Now that's my next question. For the upcoming fair, now we still going to be doing
Shuttle buses.
shuttle buses from the electric. What do you call
Eversource.
Eversource.
Asa Obloy, yes.
Okay,
Gil Demhart.
so that'll still be going on,
Those will
right?
go on, yes.
And that's not easy to handle all these people coming in and coming and going. That's a job in itself.
Well, with all our volunteers, besides our 120 or so members, not just at the fair, but throughout the year, we have volunteers that help us. Mm-hmm. And that's why we started a recruiting process that we ask if you want to join us to be a member, you work with us for a year so you can see what we're doing.
Yeah.
And if it fits your flavor, you might say, you're more than welcome to join us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little, at first, it's a little
Overwhelming?
tough to get used to.
Yeah, and overwhelming
to get used
at times.
to come to a work night every week, or you know what I mean.
The majority of the members that have been there for several years, if not several decades, are usually pretty good in welcoming the new people.
Oh, you're very blessed with people who have been doing this for a while. That I'll
so
tell you.
it's always advantageous to be open with the new members and try to, get them. One person might recruit them to become a member, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Well, if he works in entertainment, just because the guy that runs entertainment recruited him, doesn't mean he has to work in entertainment. If he finds another niche, he'll find another niche that he likes. He may go to tickets. He may come to the parking lot.
I mean, there's so many different things you could do, which is good. There's nothing wrong with it, And every year we certainly look forward to, seeing new people. Mm-hmm. And get to know everyone. It's not an easy thing sometimes,
And sometimes you have to depend on their skill base. Mm-hmm. this guy's good at computers, or mechanic, whatever it may be. That's where you have to say, hey, okay, we need help here. IT people. Or tractors, I'm sure Davey can always use an extra
I'll
hand.
never forget, introducing that to the youth building, taking in those exhibits and put it on the computer and give everything a number and
Exactly.
my dear.
Exactly.
Boy.
So it is with the new members, the skill set is really a bonus, and
Yes.
if they can help us, they can help us.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean we need an electrician, so let's go find one, recruit him, and make him a member. It's not that way.
No.
They do need to be involved a little bit more than that.
I know myself. I had recruited James Carlson, and he ended up getting indoctrinated by Irene because another alliance didn't think I was up to it.
Okay.
I won't go further than that.
I went through that.
You went through that?
Sure.
My sponsor was away on vacation when I got inducted.
I had two people that wanted to sponsor me, and they never did. And Tommy Hall stepped up and said, "Come with me."
Come. Yeah, Jamie was a good kid too. I call him my fourth son. I say.
James is another one. He's worked his way around a bunch of different committees.
He's not afraid to work.
No, he came in. You'll see him cutting the lawn. You'll see him
heart
doing
of
this.
gold. I mean, the kid. I'm telling you, he treats me like I was his father. You know what I mean?
And he's there a lot.
Yes.
Like a lot of us,
And that's the point. There's a lot of people. There's many people that actually, Monday and Wednesdays those are our work nights. They might be busy. It doesn't mean they're not down there Tuesday morning or Friday afternoon or Saturday morning.
Yeah, I know James. I used to be surprised. I would catch him there on off days in the morning. So I said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "Oh, I got at a funeral." Good kid though. Very nice kid. But all in all, it's always good. I'm glad we have a Lions Club in town, number one, and to see it grow, and it's a good thing.
And we're active.
We're active. We do a lot of different things, and I think we are one of the biggest numbers-wise in the state of Connecticut as well.
We're close.
We're close. We're probably in the top 5 with numbers-wise.
I want to go over when people to go online to search this information now. What is the address, Steve?
Well, I know the fair is ctberlinfair.com. I know it's Berlin Lions.
BerlinLions.org, I believe.
.org, yes.
.org.
We're also on Facebook.
Yeah, because we are a nonprofit.
And if you're going to show this brochure, it's right on the front.
Okay, all right.
So.
Yeah, we
And we're on Facebook.
For people that are interested, I'd like them to get a view of what we do, and of course the fair is a good example, but that's not the only thing we do.
No.
It's a lot more than that.
But the thing is, if people come down to the fairgrounds on a Monday and Wednesday work night and ask somebody, who can I talk to? We'll be more than happy that someone will steer them in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's
they could come in as a volunteer
That's
too.
right.
To start.
That's right.
And that's a good place to start.
And that's how we start people.
That's how we start them out. That's why we ask them to volunteer for a full year before actually
be a
inducting them as a
volunteer
member.
first, and see what it's like, and then go from there.
Especially somebody new to town. Mm-hmm. You want to get involved.
Well, sure you do.
You talked about early on. You talked about the history of the Berlin Lions and whatnot. That my sponsor, his father was one of the founding members, and there was several of those founding members actually. To give you an idea of the commitment they had to the Lions and to make sure it worked, several of those original members took second mortgages on their house in order to be able to buy the fairgrounds that they have today.
Things weren't so simple back then.
But back then things used to work in a handshake. Now they don't.
That's it.
And there was
no contract here.
No, there's many things, and we're like Steve says, we're lucky enough that we have members that cross multiple different professions.
Yes.
Whether it be computers, whether it be construction, plumbing, electrical. We have lawyers, we have insurance people, we have accountants and whatnot, and they're all covered.
Steve and Fran, I have to tell you, I met some of the nicest people I've ever known at the Lions Club. Carmen Gazzardi, a perfect example. The man was just special. You know what I mean? Bob Dornfried.
Yes.
I was a Little League coach, and he'd be banging shingles on the dugout.
Yep.
Okay? And I said, what are you doing up there? He said, somebody got to fix this thing.
He was a roofer.
He was a good guy. Oh, boy. He was a hero to me, Bob. Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, as usual, time is flying, and we're going to have to call it a night. But being here with two great Lion people has been special.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
I hope people have questions and get interested in this club to become a volunteer and see what it's all about. I want to thank you and the viewers tonight for watching Racing Action Today, and please return next week. We'll be back at it again. And I'll see you gentlemen at the picnic.
Yep, next week.
Next week. Hopefully I'll have a good appetite.
All right.
We'll have a hot dog or two with you.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
Very good, guys. You were great. This program is brought to you in part by Just Results Weight Loss Center in Berlin, Connecticut.
Step into our store and discover a stunning array of dancewear. Introducing Dancingly Yours, your one-stop shop for all things dance and delight for ages 2 to 92. From tiny tutus to energetic tap shoes, our store is a treasure trove of dance essentials. At Dancingly Yours, we offer an extensive collection of dancewear and accessories that cater to all styles and levels. We carry top brands and the latest fashion trends. From ballet to hip-hop, lyrical to jazz, ballroom to liturgical, as well as gymnastics, you'll find the best selection right here at Dancingly Yours. But we're not just a store. We're a community that celebrates the joy of dance. Our expert team is passionate about dance, just like you. So we're here to assist you in finding the perfect fit. And the best part, Dancingly Yours offers competitive pricing in-store and online. Dancingly Yours, easy to get to, and worth the trip from anywhere, right on Route 10 in Plainville.